All right, guys, joining us next is New Zealand Warriors playmaker Adam Keighran. Adam, how are you this afternoon?
Yeah, good, mate. Feeling real well. How you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you very much for coming on. First game with the new club on Friday night, Adam. How was it and how sore's the body?
Oh, mate, it was a good experience to put the jumper on. Obviously, the jumper means a lot to the boys. So, in the shed before the game, it really felt good to finally tuck it on and get out there and get the first touch of the footy in the new jersey. So, it was good in that sense. But the body's all right, actually. It's not a little bit worse than what it is, but yeah, no, it's feeling pretty good.
Awesome, and I suppose, you have moved overseas to a whole new country. Was there any pressure sort of with that move and with your new club?
Yeah, there was a bit of pressure at the start, but as I've said beforehand, it's sort of just pressure from myself, just sort of making sure that I can put my best foot forward week in, week out. But obviously, there's a lot of theories and stuff behind the club and about what I'm going to be doing myself over here, but I just take it on as each day as it comes, so it's not too bad at the moment.
Certainly the right mentality to have, especially in a sport where the fans talk so much. As you said, you have been a very hot topic this off-season. Now, you just alluded to there, the only pressure you sort of feel is the pressure you put on yourself. Where do you think that comes from? Is it part of your upbringing, or is that something that you've developed later in your career?
I think it was sort of once I started playing a bit more higher grade footy, so coming through past like SG ball and stuff like that, coming into the 20 system, even then, that's when it sort of started to hit me that you have to pick up your game every week, can't be falling off each week. So probably since the under 20s there, that's when it started, building that bit of pressure each week. So yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Composure is huge in the sport of rugby league. Now, obviously, new club, new spine. Sort of from the preseason and what you were able to experience on Friday night in the trial, are you happy with where your new spine partnership is?
Yeah, well, obviously partnered me on Friday with Chanel. And Chanel's always been good. He's a good talker. He knows how to lead a team. Obviously, we had not Roger at the back, but we had Paddy back there, and Paddy, he's a good player in himself. So it was easy to connect on Friday. So I was happy with how the boys went. Obviously, things to work on, but it's only one game underneath our belt. So looking forward to what's ahead of us.
Absolutely, and we just touched then on the preseason and the trial. Let's go back to the preseason. Moving to the new country and the new club, obviously, what has your personal focus been?
Just gaining a bit of confidence around the new club and the boys and stuff, and being able to put my voice out there to make sure that they can respond from it and make sure they do listen and and just gain that confidence just to take it into each game. So yeah.
You just touched on gaining confidence there. Did you find it hard fitting in at first, or was the club very welcoming in that regard?
No, I was very welcomed straight away. I went over there before I signed, and even then, those 2 days over in New Zealand, they welcomed me with open arms there. So it didn't take long at all. First day in, all the boys were welcoming, so it took no time at all.
Yeah, and back to the Friday night trial game, was there anything in particular you were trying to implement personally or on a broader spectrum as a team?
Not really. I think I was just getting out there and just getting around the boys and, putting what we've trained for the last 16, 17 weeks, just putting on the field and having a bit of fun. I write that on my wrist in the game, so always making sure I've got to have fun there. So, that was probably my main focus, have fun and get a feel of what the boys are like around me.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, it was your first game in the new colours. So my next question is, what was the biggest takeaway for yourself? Did you learn something about yourself, about the club that night? Just anything. What did you take away from your first game in the Warriors colours?
I think a bit more sort of personally, I think I'd sort of lost my voice a bit on the field. I think at training, obviously, gaining the confidence there, but then applying it onto the field, that was probably the difficulty that I found, just to always make sure the boys knew exactly what they were doing. But that's something obviously I'm going to work on the first game, as we know. Something I'm going to work on for the next trial next week, and hopefully can work on that and improve the talk just on the field and keep it going.
Okay, you touched on your talk there and how you want to improve that. Is that something that comes natural to you, or something you've had to develop as your career went on? And I suppose, just to throw into that, have you always played in the halves?
Yeah, always played in the halves.
Okay.
Yeah, I played a bit of lock when I was younger, but yeah, predominantly half. But yeah, I think wasn't like much of a talker sort of straight away coming out playing in grades above. When I was my own age, it was sort of a natural thing to me, but obviously stepping up with older players, you sort of have to gain the confidence to like get to know them and sort of bark them around the park. But once the boys are all welcoming and they know that that's your job, it makes it a lot easier to be able to put your voice out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Last question before we let you go tonight, Adam. What is your main focus for the upcoming 2019 season? What are you hoping to accomplish that you can look back this time next year and say, I'm happy I did that?
Obviously, get an NRL start, whether it be at the start or whether it be the middle, at the end, either one. Obviously, that's the goal. But just to make sure that I put my best foot forward week in, week out, and consistent footy is a main goal of mine this season.
Absolutely. You touched on the start there, mate. From my opinion, I don't think you have to worry. For me, you are the leading choice heading into round one for the Warriors to replace SJ. But thank you very much for coming on the show today, man. It means a lot.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Cheers.